I have, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books to show you guys. I have 11 books to show you guys, and I hope this video can provide you with some relaxation. I hope this video can help you to relax, or just get some ideas for books. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So, first up, I picked up Gravity by Sara Cate. I think I actually ordered this one off of Amazon, but nonetheless, I read Sara Cate a couple years ago. I read her Salacious Players Club series. I think the first book is called Praise Me. These are spicy romance books. They're just easy, mindless, pure spice. A guilty pleasure reads. And I've been reading, the Boys of Tommen series, and it's so heavy. Like, it's so heavy. I just needed something mindless and feel good, because my heart was hurting. So I went back to my tried and true Sara Cate, and I picked up this book. I don't think that this is her newest book, but I do think that it just got republished with a new cover. I've also seen this at Target recently. It is a duology, and the new cover for the second book in the series won't come out for a bit. But this is about a girl named Zara, and it's a love triangle between a son and his dad. Yeah. So it says, 3 months on a private island, 2 men, $1 million. All I have to do is tame Nash Wild. 2 years after Zara's sister Emma and her boyfriend Preston were killed in a plane crash, the last person Zara expected to show up on her doorstep was Preston's father, Alistair Wild. Yet, there he is. There he is with an offer Zara may not be able to pass up. Be his younger son's girlfriend for 3 months. Live with the two of them in a remote house. And $1 million is hers for the taking. The challenge turns out to be harder than she ever expected. Nash isn't just wild, he's dangerous. And Alistair is far more broken than he lets the world believe. The 3 of them are bound by grief. Only Zara can feed Nash's hunger and heal Alistair's pain. Lines are crossed, rules are broken. On the island, there is no one to tell them that this is wrong. And now she'll This Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. So for This Simple Wild, I haven't heard much about this. I know it's a standalone romance. It's a standalone romance. And I've seen a lot of other people do reviews of this book over the past little bit. What I do know about K.A. Tucker is she wrote the Wolf Hotel series. Wolf Hotel series has my whole heart. It has my whole heart. I ate that series up, you guys. I ate it up. I blew through it. I think the first book is called, is it Tempt Me? For the first book. I like want to go into everything that it's about right now, but that's not what this video is. But this author made a very good impression on me with that series, so I decided to pick up this book by her as well. This Simple Wild. The Simple Wild. DHESIMBLEWILD. The Simple Wild. Wolf Hotel series is set in Alaska, and I think this might also be set in Alaska. It says, Calla Fletcher wasn't even 2 when her mother took her and fled Alaska, unable to handle the isolation of the extreme rural lifestyle, leaving behind Calla's father, Wren Fletcher. In the process, Calla never looked back, and at 26, a busy life in Toronto is all she knows. But when Calla learns that Wren's days may be numbered, she knows that it's time to make the long trip back to the remote frontier town of her birth to attempt to fix their estranged relationship. She braves the roaming wildlife, the odd daylight hours, the exorbitant prices, and even the occasional, dear God, outhouse, all for the chance to connect with her father, a man who, despite his many faults, she can't help but care for, while she struggles to adjust to this rugged new environment. Jonah, the unkempt, obnoxious Alaskan pilot who helps keep her father's charter plane company operational, can't imagine calling anywhere else home, and he's clearly waiting with one hand on the throttle to fly this city girl back where she belongs, convinced that she's too pampered to handle the wild. Jonah is probably right, but Calla is determined to prove him wrong. As time passes, she unexpectedly finds herself forming a bond with the burly pilot. As his undercurrent of disapproval dwindles, it's replaced by friendship, or perhaps something deeper. But Calla is not in Alaska to stay, and Jonah will never leave. It would be foolish of her to kindle a romance to take the same path her parents tried and failed at years ago. It's a simple truth that turns out to be not so simple after all. The Simple Wild. Okay, so next I picked up one that has been pretty popular lately, given the current times that we are living in. I picked up The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's enforces rigid social roles and enslaves the few remaining fertile women. Offred is one of these, a handmaid bound to produce children for one of Gilead's commanders. Deprived of her husband, her child, her freedom, and even her own name, Offred clings to her memories and her will to survive. At once a scathing satire, an ominous warning, and a tour de force of narrative suspense, The Handmaid's Tale is a modern classic. The Handmaid's Tale is a modern classic. Modern classic. Yeah, I just really want to read it. It's pretty short. It's not a thick book at all. It's not a thick book at all. And it goes along with my goal of wanting to read more classic books and branch out. I love this show. I think it's such a unique concept. And I love dystopian as a genre, so I think I'll really, really enjoy this book. Next up, this is so random. I picked up Ice Planet Barbarians. Ice Planet Barbarians. I don't even know what to say. I have seen several people review this book and actually say that it's pretty good. Actually say that it's a pretty good book. And that they grew attached to these little alien men. I was unaware that it was a series. I thought it was just the one book. But when I was at Second and Charles, they had 3 of the books in the series used for like $5 each. So I did go ahead and pick up all 3 because I don't know what boundaries are. I didn't even pick up the first 3. They didn't have the first 3. I just picked up the 3 random ones in the series that were there. I like the covers, I like the colors, and I just wanted them. I just wanted them. And I've never read a book with aliens before. So I'm like, why not? Why not read about some alien romance? Why not? If you've read this before, let me know. I'm super interested. Ice Planet Barbarians. Ice Planet Barbarians. Fall in love with the out-of-this-world romance between Georgie Carruthers, a human woman, and Vectal, an alien from another planet, in this expanded edition. You'd think being abducted by aliens would be the worst thing that could happen to me, and you'd be wrong, because now the aliens are having ship trouble, and they've left their cargo of human women, including me, on an ice planet. We're not equipped for life in this desolate winter wasteland. Since I'm the unofficial leader, I head out into the snow to look for help. I find help all right. A big blue-horned alien introduces introduces himself in a rather startling way. Vectal says that I'm his mate, his chosen female, and that my presence is the reason his chest is purring. My presence is the reason his chest is purring. He'll help me and my people survive, but this poses a new problem. If Vectal helps us survive, I'm not sure that he'll want to let us go. So, I'm only going to read like the back of this one, but I'll just show you the cover of the other two. So I also picked up in this series, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to talk about like the order or whatever. I don't know. I don't know which one's next. I picked up Barbarian Lover. Barbarian Lover. I just think they're so fun. Barbarian Lover. Barbarian Lover. Barbarian Lover. And then I also picked up Barbarian's Mate. Barbarian's Mate. And these are by Ruby Dixon. These are by Ruby Dixon. Barbarian's Mate. I don't know, it's just something different and fun that caught my interest. But I'm interested to see what the others look like because I just love the color schemes of these and like how cute they'll look on the shelf. How cute they'll look on the shelf. I have 2 more paperbacks and then we'll get into the hardcovers. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more books to get through here. So I'm trying to move it all along. Okay. So next I picked up Icebreaker by Hanna Grace. I picked up Icebreaker by Hanna Grace. This is the first book in the, what is this series called? I think this is called Maple Hills series. So Icebreaker is the first one. I already own Wildfire, which is the second. So that's why I needed to pick up this one so that I could read Wildfire. And then the third one that recently came out is called Daydream. I heard Daydream was not as good. I think the second book is the most popular. Well, not the most popular. The second one is the most well-liked in the book community, I feel like from the reviews I've seen. Icebreaker is a very, very well-known hockey romance, but people either love it or hate it, and this book gets a lot of criticism. This book gets a lot of criticism in the book community, but I don't care. I'm really excited to read it. I've recently gotten into hockey romance, and I feel like this was one of the first books to really kick off that subgenre in the book community. So, it's a romance between a hockey player and an ice skater. The back says, is tricky when a facility mishap means they are forced to share a rink with the figure skating team, including Anastasia, who clearly cannot stand him. But when Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future, she may have to look to Nate to take her shot. Sparks fly, but Anastasia isn't worried because she could never like a hockey player, right? So this one is Icebreaker. Icebreaker, Icebreaker. And I just think the art is so cute. Like, how cute are they? Okay, and then my last paperback before we get into the hardcovers. I went ahead and bought the third book in the Boys of Dahmen series that I'm currently reading. So I went ahead and picked up Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. Saving Six. This series might be my favorite reads of the whole year. We'll see. I'm blowing through it, and these books are not short. These books are not short. I should be done with the second one. I actually have the second one right next to me on my bedside table, but I should be done with that one in the next few days. And then I'm gonna move on to this one. Saving Six. So the first two books focus on Johnny, who is the captain of the high school rugby team. Johnny is the captain of the high school rugby team of a school in Ireland. And it follows his romance with Shannon, who is a girl a couple years younger than him that recently transferred into the school. This book follows Shannon's brother, Joey. It follows Shannon's brother, Joey, and his girlfriend, who we have gotten to know in the first two books. Now, if it were up to me, every book would be about Shannon and Johnny. But there's other characters that deserve their story to be told. So I'm gonna just work my way through and get through Joey's story. I know a lot of people really love this third book, and some people don't love it as much. Luckily, it's not as long as the first two. It's really annoying. So, Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I have no idea what it's about, and I've never read anything by Sally Rooney. But I have heard that she writes really good books. I'm trying to remember the name of the other book that she wrote that was pretty popular. But I've heard like several of the booktubers that I love and book talkers talk about her. It says, author of Beautiful World, Where Are You? So maybe that's her most popular book. Anyways, Intermezzo. So we have I-N-D-E-R-M-E-Z-Z-O. Intermezzo. Let's see if there's like a synopsis. I also always like to see what the book looks like without the dust jacket. This book is just plain, which kind of gets on my nerves. I don't like when the book without the dust jacket is just plain. That's like one of my pet peeves, but it's fine. Inside there's like a picture of the person's shadow as, is it meant to be like a chess piece? I think it is. Same thing on the other side. So, it says, an exquisitely moving story about grief, love, and family, but especially love, from the global phenomenon Sally Rooney. Aside from the fact that they are brothers, Peter and Ivan Kubek seem to have little in common. Peter is a Dublin lawyer in his 30s, successful, competent, and apparently unassailable. But in the wake of their father's death, he's medicating himself to sleep and struggling to manage his relationships with two very different women. His enduring first love, Sylvia, and Naomi, a college student for whom life is one long joke. Ivan is a 22-year-old competitive chess player. He has always seen himself as so the god king June. He has it coming. Under his merciless, immortal hand, the nobles flourish, while the poor and innocent are imprisoned, ruined, or sold. And now each of the 5 blades will come for him. Each has tasted bitterness, from the hired hitman seeking atonement, a lovely assassin who seeks freedom, or even the prince banished for his cruel crimes. None can resist the sweet, icy lure of vengeance. They can agree on murder, they can agree on treachery, but for these 5 killers, each versed in deception, lies, and betrayal, it's not enough to forge an alliance. To survive, they'll have to find a way to trust each other, but only one can take the crown. Let the best liar win. So that is 5 broken blades. 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 broken blades. 5 broken blades. And then if I wasn't intimidated enough by this book, then the last book is the most intimidating book I've ever bought, I think. So last but certainly not least, I picked up Babel by R.F. Kuang. B-A-B-E-L. I picked up Babel by R.F. Kuang. I also have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang in my library, but I've yet to read anything by this author. Again, the FOMO got me. And I want to see what it's all about. I kept hearing people talk about Babel. I keep hearing people talk about the Poppy War trilogy. That will probably be one that I pick up very soon. But I saw this. I got it for a really good price. So I picked it up because I know I want to read it at some point. Not right now, but I will be reading it at some point. So the back is just reviews, and then the synopsis says, I think I want to read it on this side. From award-winning author R.F. Kuang comes Babel, a historical fantasy epic that grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of language and translation as the dominating tool of the British Empire. 1828, Robin Swift, orphaned by cholera in Canton, is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lovell. There, Robin trains for years in Latin, ancient Greek, and Chinese, all in preparation for the day he'll enroll in Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, also known as Babel. The tower mission dedicated to stopping imperial expansion. When Britain pursues an unjust war with China over silver and opium, Robin must decide, can powerful institutions be changed from within, or does revolution always require